Are they Israelites?
I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. Used to eat Chinese on the late nights at the land with a hater who would throw shade wife. Box like an ocean, I ain't think twice. Turned into Larry Bird, homie, that's a great white. Spell victory on the lips, then she get dismissed. When you kiss, tell me what it tastes like. If she ain't thick, then you know the face nice. If it got a switch, then the cake's baked right. Back at HU, used to hit ho chi, laid up and cook hard, couldn't get no sleep. Mambo sauce, fried rice, 4 wings. Gotta step around a dope fiend when I leave. Y'all know me, hobby, smoke free. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like green chicken wing with the fried rice. Used to eat Chinese on the late nights at the land with a hater who would throw shade wife. Box like an ocean, I ain't think twice. Turned into Larry Bird, homie, that's a great white. Spell victory on the lips, then she get dismissed. When you kiss, tell me what it tastes like. If she ain't thick, then you know the face nice. If it got a switch, then the cake's baked right. Back at HU, used to hit ho chi, laid up and cook hard, couldn't get no sleep. Mambo sauce, fried rice, 4 wings. Gotta step around a dope fiend when I leave. Y'all know me, hobby, smoke free.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha, Kodash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the 4 corners of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And this video is going to be the beginning of a series which I'm going to start, which is going to be called, Are They Israelites? You know, so this is going to be, Are They Israelites? #1. And what you saw in that video right there was an Asian woman. She looked like she could have been Chinese or Japanese. It's kind of hard to tell between the two just by looking at them, because, you know, Ammon and Moab look the same because they came from the same mother who was the daughter of their father. So as you may know, Ammon, which will be the Japanese people today, and Moab, which will be the Chinese people today, they were born in the book of Genesis. When you read the story about Lot, okay, and his daughters, you know, when they were fleeing Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife decided to, you know, turn around and look back, you know, being disobedient, and the punishment she received was being turned into a pillar of salt. And even to this very day, you know, her corpse, which was turned into a pillar of salt, is still there. Okay, showing you and basically showing you the example of what happens to a disobedient soul that obey not the word of the Lord. So, you know, the destruction was so terrifying upon Sodom and Gomorrah that Lot's daughters thought that they were pretty much the only people alive, you know, which was a really stupid way of thinking, you know. I mean, when you read Job 39, verse 17, you start to see why that is written there. You know, I mean, why would the Most High do away with the whole humanity of mankind and shit over one city? I mean, yeah, the Lord flooded the earth, you know, and only saved 8 souls. But come on, man. What was the Lord's original memo? Be fruitful and multiply. So, of course, there is going to be other living beings around. Even after the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And Sodom and Gomorrah is one tiny little speckle upon the face of the earth compared to how big the planet is. But, Lot's daughters, because they thought that they were the only people left alive, they decided they was going to get their father drunk and then have sex with him. And so they did. And thus, Ammon came out of one daughter of Lot, and Moab came out of the other daughter of Lot. Okay. And thus, Ammon and Moab were born into the earth. Okay. So the Chinese and Japanese, they were born out of incest. But nonetheless, according to the curses which the Lord had put upon the Israelites, it's 144. Well, 1044, but the zero is supposed to be a non-existing number, right? So it's 144. A kal halayim la Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And I've been seeing that number a lot lately. Okay, almost every day. In a matter of fact, almost every day I've been seeing this number 144. Okay. I've been seeing that number a lot lately. Okay, called I've been seeing 144 a lot lately, especially every day. But, okay, according to the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, a part of the curses which the Lord said would come upon our nation if we did not obey his voice was that what? Ultimately, we would go into captivity amongst all of the other nations, which were our enemies, right? In other words, we will be scattered amongst all nations. Now, the Lord said this will happen to us. Okay, he said that we will be scattered amongst all nations, whether the Lord will drive thee. And there we will what? Serve other gods. So a part of the curses which the Lord brought upon the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, is that the Israelites will be scattered among all the nations. Okay, now we know that according to the book of Numbers, I'm going to just get it real quick. Okay, Numbers, the first chapter, the 18th verse, it tells you that your nationality is based on who your father is. So we always go to Numbers 1 verse 18 to prove this point. Okay. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of the what? By the house of their fathers. Why? By the house of their fathers. Well, because the man is the one who carries the seed. Okay. Now, when you go into that word seed goes back to the Greek word sperma, which is where you get sperm from. So seed is no more than sperm. That's just like when you take a solid tree seed, right? I don't know why this shit is opening on its own. I didn't ask for it to open. Okay. And there's different forms of seed. You got the liquid form of seed, which comes out of men. And then you have the solid form of seed, such as an apple tree seed, an orange tree seed. You might take a tomato seed, a potato seed, a watermelon seed. These type of seeds are in solid form. You see? And when they're planted into the earth and they've been nourished in soil, okay? They've been nourished in soil, they receive some sunlight and, rain. Eventually, that seed sprouts into whatever gene or family line it come from. So you have liquid seed, which what the world calls sperm. And then you have solid seed, which will be a solid form of sperm, which can sprout into an apple tree seed, can sprout into an orange tree seed. So in other words, your nationality is based on who your father is. Okay. A woman cannot determine the nationality of the child. Okay. She's the one receiving the seed from whatever man ejaculated inside her. So if the man that ejaculated inside her is an Israelite, the baby that's going to come out of her is going to be an Israelite. Okay. If a Chinese man have sex with a Arabian woman, the baby that's coming out of that Arabian woman is going to be a Chinese person. Okay. If a Japanese man have sex with an East Indian woman, the baby that's coming out of that East Indian woman is going to be a Japanese baby. If an African man have sex with a Samoan woman or a Hawaiian woman, the baby that's coming out of that woman is going to be an African. Okay. If the so-called white man have sex with a so-called black woman, the baby that's coming out of that black woman is going to be a so-called white person. Okay. Now, everybody's nationality is in the Bible. So-called white people are the biblical Edomites. That includes them fake Jews in the land of Israel claiming to be Jewish, and they're not. According to the Bible, they are descendants of Esau, Amalek, which makes them Edomites. Okay. Africans are the Hamites in the Bible. Okay, the Chinese people are the Moabites. The North and South Koreans, they are also Moabites. Okay, the Taiwanese, for the most part, most of them are Moabites, even though you got some Israelites living amongst them. Okay, the Japanese people are the Ammonites. Okay, the so-called Arabians are the biblical Ishmaelites. The East Indians are the biblical Elamites. Okay, the Iranians, those are Elamites. Okay, the Hawaiians, the Samoans, those are your biblical Japhetic people that come from the line of Japheth. Okay, and then you have the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, which are your biblical Israelites today. Okay. So if a so-called white person have sex with a so-called black woman, right? The baby that's coming out of that so-called black woman is an Edomite. Why? Because the father's an Edomite, a so-called white person. Okay. So your nationality is always going to be dictated by who your father is. Okay. So now when we come over here to Jeremiah 12, let's go to Jeremiah 12. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9. What do we read here? Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Okay. The birds round about are against her. So when you go to this word speckled, which I always go into it, the Hebrew word there is variegated. Okay. Which that's where you get the word variety from. So when Jeremiah said that his heritage is unto him as a speckled bird, right? Speckled bird in a sense meaning, his nation of people, because Jeremiah is an Israelite. What he's saying is that his nation are before him looking like people of the other nation. Okay. And even when you go to the book of Acts, let's go to Acts, the you know, and I'm going to keep repeating these things in all these series because like Apostle Gabar said, repetition is the skill, key skill to mastery, or, you know, just roughly paraphrasing. But I like that. I like that saying, though. You know, repeating something can also help you remember better, too, versus saying it once and then you're like, oh, hey, yo, my man, what did I say again a couple of minutes ago? You know, your boy's looking at you like you got Alzheimer's disease or some stupid shit like that. OK. OK, Acts chapter 2, verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So these were Israelites who were living amongst the other nations under heaven. So you had Israelites living amongst the Moabites, the Chinese. You had Israelites living amongst the Africans, the Arabs, the East Indians, amongst the Edomites who were calling themselves Romans at the time. You know, you had Israelites that were living amongst the Japhetic people, which will be the Samoans and the Hawaiians. OK. And basically, these were Israelites that looked like Arabs. They look like East Indians, Africans, so-called white people. They look like, you know, Hawaiians, Samoans, Arabs, East Indians, you know. You know, they look like Chinese and Japanese people coming to Jerusalem. But they were Israelites. Because their father's lineage on their father's side went back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian. So you could better understand. Okay? So when a man has sex with a woman, the baby that's going to come out of that woman is going to look more like the person. The baby is going to have more of the features of its mother than the father. You know, and you kind of see that, right? When a so-called black man have sex with a so-called white woman, the baby comes out with lighter skin. You know, the baby might have stringy hair like a so-called white person. But that baby is still an Israelite because the father's an Israelite. OK. Now, imagine that baby grow up being a male and that baby have sex with a so-called white woman. The baby that's going to come out of that so-called white woman is going to look like that baby is going to look like a so-called white person. Okay. So you see, you can only imagine, right? The Israelites being scattered amongst every nation and having sex with the women of these other nations and their babies coming out looking more like the people of the nations where they were scattered. Their babies, the babies of Israelite men are coming out of these different women looking more like Arabs, looking more like East Indians, according to whatever type of women they had sex with. Now think about just generations passing by. A generation. You know, one generation is all it takes for an Israelite to look like somebody of another nation. So if an Israelite man have sex with a Chinese or Japanese woman, the baby that's going to come out of that woman is an Israelite, but the baby is going to look more Chinese or Japanese. And now imagine that baby being a male growing up having sex with a Chinese or Japanese woman. The baby that's going to come out of that woman is going to definitely look like a Chinese or Japanese. But guess what? That baby is still an Israelite. Why? Because the father's an Israelite. And his father's an Israelite. So you see, you're going to have Israelites scattered amongst these other nations, looking like people of the other nations. You're going to have Israelites out there that's going to look Chinese or Japanese. Okay. Just going to go back to my watch history here. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look African. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look Arab. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look like East Indians. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look like Hawaiians. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look like so-called white people. But they're still Israelites because their father's lineage on their father's side goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian.
Turned in a Larry Bird, homie, that's a great white. Spell victory on the lips, then she get dismissed. When you kiss, tell me what it tastes like. If she ain't thick, then you know the face nice. If it got a switch, then the cake's baked right. Back at HU, used to hit Ho Chi, laid up in Cook Hall, couldn't get no sleep. Mambo sauce, fried rice, 4 wings. Gotta step around a dope fiend when I leave. Y'all know me, hobby, smoke free.
And that's why when somebody come up to your camp and they're just standing by listening, you have to ask to check to see if they're an Israelite. Because you can't tell if somebody is an Israelite just by looking at them. Okay? What did the Lord tell Samuel in the book of 1 Samuel? The Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart, looketh on the mind. Why do the Most High Yahweh looketh on the mind? Because the mind is where your spirit dwells at. And at the end of the day, your spirit is what really makes you an Israelite. Because you was an Israelite, you know, in the heavens before you was even manifested and born into the earth. So let's go to Matthew, the 5th chapter. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. And what does it mean to be the salt of the earth? That means you're going to know how to dance. You're going to be very talented. Especially at whatever you set your mind to do. You're going to be very skillful at whatever you set your mind to do. You're going to greatly excel at whatever you set your mind to do. Okay? You're going to be exceptional. You're going to stand out from the population. You're going to be a good dance. Don't get me wrong. Not every Israelite knows how to dance. Not every Israelite knows how to play basketball. Not every Israelite is an artist, but every Israelite has their own specific, unique talent and skill unique to them. For me, mine will be creativity. I've always been deep into creativity. I'm a very, very exceptionally creative person. And I've always been into art and poetry, you know. Okay. You know, I've always been into, you know, story writing, like writing books. So, you know, creativity, being extremely creative, you know, but that's just my talent, my skill, you know, and don't get me wrong. I can also play basketball and football and soccer and kickball and, you know, baseball. So I'm also athletic. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you'll know if somebody's an Israelite, okay, just by their spirit. Okay. It says, ye are the salt of the earth. Salt adds flavor to food, right? I mean, what is food without salt? I damn near add salt in all my food. Because, you know, Esau, he don't put salt in shit, man. Especially when you're eating out, you know. Like sometimes you eat a cheeseburger and you be like, yeah, the patty is good, but damn, bruh, you could have at least added a little salt to it. Okay? But if the salt have lost the savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. And that's these other nations. You see, these other nations, they're likened unto the salt without the savor. But the Israelites are the salt with the savor. You know, because heathens can't dance for real. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got the gooks, though. The gooks are real good at mimicking, you know, what other people do. But Israel is where it's at, you see. You know, we all know Edomites can't dance. You know, I asked an Edomite to dance, you know. He might take 2 steps. You know. As a matter of fact, let's go to YouTube and type in white people dancing. No, don't. Let me show you how Edomites dance. White people dancing. Let me show you how Edomites dance. Fair use. Fair use, everyone. Look. This is how they dance, bro. I mean, what is that? I think I've seen enough. I ain't trying to throw up or nothing, but you see, heathens can't dance. You know? Okay, Edomites cannot dance. Point blank, period, you know? Now, when you look at how our people dance, you know, it's a different story. I don't even need to type it in, man. Everybody knows we can dance. You see, so you see, we're the best sports players. We're the best athletes. We're the best actors, the best singers, the best rap artists. We're the best artists. You know, we're the greatest creative people, the most innovative, the most inspiring, the most motivated, determined. We, the Israelites, are literally the greatest people upon the face of the earth. Okay? But, yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. I pray and hope that you sincere brothers and few sisters have been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. It's on to the next one.